to Sam Does Arts. So Sam here says 8 art habits I wish I knew years ago. Let's see what Sam has to say for those who are familiar with him. I'm actually subscribed to his Patreon to learn how to color better. So hello Sam, if you ever see this, you're awesome, bro. I love your tutorials. They have helped me so I can actually start doing my own tutorials and teach my students how to do skin. That's the one thing that eludes me. So thank you so much, Sam, for having an awesome Patreon. I gotta learn from I learned a lot from you, so thank you. So let's jump into this. Let's do it. Oh, let me see.
As a 30-year-old artist, I basically had 3 decades.
Wait,
Hi
what?
there, how you doing? Looking good today. So, as you guys know, as a 30-year-old artist, I
Oh,
basically
he's 31. Me and him are close to the same age. He's 31. What the hell? You don't look 31. What the fuck? I'm like 30. He's 31. God damn. I'm telling you, people in their 30s look like they're still stuck in their 21s, 22s, 23s. Something's in the water. Because people in the 80s, when they was 30, they look 40. People in their 30s, they look like they're in their early 20s or mid 20s. They don't look like they're in their 30s.
had 3 decades to experience
Oh
life.
my
I might as well be
god.
a fossil at this point. Now, in this video, I want to share with you guys the 8 good art habits that I wish I knew 8 years ago. Because boy, if I knew these 8 years ago, I wouldn't be the failure I am today. Number 1, get uncomfortable. Now, as artists, we all have things that we're very comfortable with, things that we're good at drawing. But the single, undisputed best way to grow as an artist is to get uncomfortable. When you see that reference and you get scared by it, that's
He's not wrong. If you want to improve, you have to do the stuff that makes you uncomfortable. Like, it makes me uncomfortable to do skin because I don't think skin looks right. Like, I don't mind putting base colors and all that stuff, but like when it comes to the shading process and then making sure it looks good and making sure it's not it's blending well with the overall tone of what I'm trying to do, the atmospheric tone and all that stuff. That scares me because it doesn't look like it's right and it looks weird, or the skin looks dead, blah blah blah. So yeah, um, it's weird. It's a weird thing.
the one you want to draw. For me personally, I grew up for the most part just drawing things realistically until one day I decided to get really uncomfortable and start trying stylization. And that resulted in
Wow,
the
he
most
actually went the different route. He went to, like, I don't know. I thought, wow, that's kind of weird because like for me, I thought stylization was a lot more fun because like, or much more easier to do because, well, you're not really beholden of the rules of realism to that degree because you can kind of like get away with it because, well, it's not like, it's not realistic. You know what I'm saying? But he started realistically. I didn't. I started like stylized watching like anime, cartoons, blah blah blah. I think that's what most kids end up doing. I don't think they went realistic like he did. That's actually interesting. Hmm.
amazing transformation in my art that I could have never pictured in 100 years. So go out there and try something. Get a little bit uncomfortable, okay? Who knows? You might like it. Number 2, don't always draw from imagination. References are simply how you learn. If you never take the chance to observe something, you're never gonna learn.
I kind of do a little bit of both when it comes to references. So when I'm using a reference, I'm just using the reference at the time, and then when I'm done with the reference, I usually do two things. Either I use 2 or 3 different references and combine them as one to make something brand new, or if I'm doing one particular pose, I don't like going exactly how the pose went because I feel like that's just kind of a boring thing to do. I feel like it's kind of boring to do that. So what I would do is I would do the reference and then try to deviate completely from it. So I'll have one piece of the reference, so like the upper top of the body, and then I'll do the lower half, right? On my totally own just to see where I can go with it and then see where it can go. That's how I do it.
It. When you draw from imagination, you're not adding anything into your mental library. The only thing that you might be practicing.
Let me see. I'm not gonna lie, but some of the art I've seen that he showed almost look. Yes, some of them are because he's on Pinterest. They're on Pinterest, but the art that he's done, he has drawn himself.
practicing is your hand-eye coordination. And I say this point from personal experience. Back in my high school days in the 1950s, I would always just draw my characters straight from imagination, and for like the longest time I couldn't figure out why my characters were looking so weird. Why didn't I know how to draw a three-quarters face? Until one day I snapped out of it, I started looking at reference photos, and I started to actually study how the face is built. And look at me now. Still trash, but a little bit less smelly. Number 3, learn from other artists. It doesn't matter what level you're at, there's always more to learn by observing the works of other people. When I first started doing stylized work, I was learning a lot from Ross Strauss, Glenn Keane, Aaron Blaise. Those are some of my idols, and even today I'm still trying to learn from other artists. Just recently I did a study on how Guiz makes his pieces, and goodness lord, the way he puts those complex pieces
Yeah, I
together
don't know
is
how
just
he
so
does it. I don't know how he does it, bro.
eye-opening to me, even to see at this stage in my career. So it doesn't matter what level you're at, there's always more to learn. Observe the works of other people, trace the works of other people, just don't pass it off as your own. Get art books, look for the artists in those art books and learn from them. Learn from the people that you look up to. Number 4 is being okay with imperfection. Listen, you are perfect just the way you are. Again, this is something that I've had to learn the hard way. I used to be the biggest perfectionist of my art. I think part of me still is. I'm still fighting that perfectionist to this day. I always want to make the rendering the most realistic and smooth that it can be, and sometimes I gotta take a step back and just tell myself, dude, it does not matter that much. Stop getting caught up on this tiny eyelash. On a more depressing note, this point is especially important now that everything is flooded with AI. You know, and AI takes like 2 seconds to make something that looks quote unquote perfect. So when you think about it like that, it takes a lot of the pressure off of you as an artist to make the perfect thing. Just make something that's your own. You gotta channel the spirit of Bob Ross. The joy comes from the happy little accidents in art. Number 5, and this is for all of you, I'm looking at you straight in the eyes, okay? Go back and learn your fundamentals. You want to know why you can't draw this building? You want to know why you can't draw the face at that angle? Well, it's because you don't know your perspective. If there's something in your work that's
Not
really
wrong.
bugging you, try to diagnose the issue. If you're trying to
Yes.
draw one of your OCs and the body keeps coming out weird, maybe it's time to study a little bit of anatomy. Just go back and brush up on it. There's never such a thing as too much practice of the fundamentals. And one thing that I've always noticed with a lot of young artists coming up today is that they might not have the strongest foundation in all the fundamentals because they weren't necessarily taught all of it. So if something bugs you in your work, try to diagnose it, go back and try to learn the fundamentals. You'll thank yourself.
She said, wait, you said, right, home now. Okay, I gotcha.
5 years down the line when you're making absolute masterpieces. Lucky number 6. You gotta mix up your mediums, man. I know a lot of people these days who only draw on their iPad, okay? They do their full pieces there, they do their sketches there, they practice there, especially the kids nowadays, man. But don't limit yourself to that. Try something else. Why not go and pick up some physical paint, maybe some watercolors? See if you can mix the same colors that you do on Procreate. When I first started doing digital painting, I actually had a pretty easy time transitioning from traditional art that I used to do. And I feel like a big part of that is just because I knew how to paint with acrylic, with watercolor, with oil paints. You know, it ends up teaching you things like how yellow and blue come together to make green.
See, this is what I said to students many times. I said this thousands of times. I would always respect the traditional artist more than not more, but like I would give more. I don't know. I know probably Brian's. I know you give more respect to people who do like traditional stuff because they have to do everything at that point, like literally everything. There's no button they have to press, and I get that. And I always say before you go on digital, learn traditional first. Learn some traditional. Not everything traditional. You can do a piece of paper and pencil, and that's fine. I think that's perfectly fine. I don't think you need to know every like acrylic painting and have a. They are messy, but like, well, they are. But like, what's great about that is that it'll teach you the yes, because like, the thing is like, because it'll teach you more on how to stay more organized, I guess, in a subconscious sense, to a degree.
And vice versa. You know, maybe you can pick up a brush pen and learn about line quality and apply that to your digital art. This also ties back to the first point. Get a little bit uncomfortable, you know, try something new. Number 7, and I cannot stress this one enough, draw for yourself. Whatever it is that you want to draw in that moment, whatever it is you feel like drawing in that moment, just do that, okay? Stop thinking about the Instagram numbers, stop thinking about the YouTube numbers. Look, I've been doing this for a while, and I've noticed this amazing phenomenon where the harder you try, the more you focus on
Sure.
those numbers, the less likely you are to succeed in getting the numbers you want.
Correct. He's not wrong. The more you keep focusing, I forgot. I totally just like abandoned Instagram completely. And TikTok is just like I
It's
don't
just a
care
very
anymore.
funny way the universe works. When you're so hyper fixated on getting like 30 likes on the post versus 25, that hijacks your entire process of creating. You're not feeling that peace anymore. You're just going through it because you want to hit a certain number target. And humans are amazing at detecting
Correct.
BS, okay? So if you put a piece out there that you don't feel anything for, we can sense the BS. So if it's something that you do want to share with the world, first ask yourself, is this something that I would do by myself? If I were to never post it, never share it, would I be happy doing this? Number 8, last but not least, I know a lot of you guys are probably doing this already, but I know there's some of you out there who are not, and that is to keep a sketchbook. I've always advocated for keeping a sketchbook because it's a great space. It's a private space. It's like your own artistic diary where you can go and explore and learn, and no one's there to watch or judge you. And it's something that's so simple and easy to take with you everywhere you go. You don't have to charge it, and it gives you the best, most tactile drawing experience that you can ever have. Drawing with a pencil.
He's the one. Yes. That's the only reason why I subbed to him because he had realistic, stylized coloring. So I'm trying to figure out. He did a whole tutorial just recently with skin, so I have to finish the rest of the video and then apply that.
On a
And
sketchbook
then once I'm done, I'm jumping off that.
is better than drawing on this big Cintiq tablet. And this thing costs like what? 600 times the cost of a sketchbook. So go get yourself a little sketchbook. You know, every time you draw something, note down the date. And after years have passed, you can look back on it and think, wow, boy, I was trash. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed my list of good art habits that I wish I knew. If you have any other good ones to add, please leave them in the comments. I would love to learn from you guys as well. And if they're bad, I will judge you. So anyways, guys, as an apparently 30-year-old artist, I sincerely hope this video has helped pass on some knowledge to the younger generation. Like, if you like.
Wait, whoa, go back. What the hell? What did I just say?
I sincerely hope this video has helped pass on some knowledge to the younger generation. Like if you like me, subscribe if you want to see more art-related content, and I'll see you guys
Wait, is
on
he
the next
26?
video.
I don't know.
Oh, and by the way, I have a very long skin tutorial going up on my Patreon this month, and a hair tutorial
Yep,
going
that's the
up
one. That's the video.
next month. So if you guys have any
Oh,
trouble
next month, so.
drawing your OCs, go check out my Patreon and join the big Sam Does family. See ya. Hi there, how you doing? Looking good
Alright.
today. Shit.
Alright, so that was Sam Does Arts. So like, share, phone, comment, give him a follow, all great stuff. He's a great artist and he's a good teacher. I can vouch for that. But so with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. If you guys enjoy this, please like, follow, share, follow, and comment, all that great stuff. And also, this video has been sponsored by, or this stream was sponsored by. Oh, okay. This stream has been well, stream will be a video. Will has been sponsored by Factor 75. If you guys enjoy healthy foods and you like something like Hello Fresh but something different, try Factor 75 or Factor, I think it's known. The QR code's over my head or the link in the description down there. You can go there. It helps me out and it helps the channel. We only have 6. We had 6 slots, but now 3 has been filled up. So we have 3 more slots left. So whoever is the last 3 people to use my code here will get 50% off their purchase because my code will be baked in once you click it and then you use it and actually make a purchase. That'd be cool. I appreciate it. Mm. But like with that said, like, subscribe, share, follow, comment. I hope you guys enjoy this. I appreciate it very much. And also, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I'll be on Discord. Follow me on Twitter and all that good stuff. And try out the Factor 75 or Factor. So with that said, I'll see you guys next one.